My name is Piotr Sewski from Emmanuel with Corazon Puro, coming to you from Missionary Formation Week Retreat. With me, I have Anna from Corazon Puro. Welcome, Anna.
Thank you, Peter.
Anna, do you mind sharing something about yourself with us?
Sure. So I work for Corazon Puro. I've been part of Corazon Puro for probably the last 3 years. However, even before that, Corazon Puro has played a big role in my life. Let me go back a few years when I first moved to this country. Even though I'm from Peru and I went to a Catholic school, I learned everything you needed to know. And I was practicing back then, but then I moved here at 18 and, made the wrong friends, went to school, started working, having that freedom that I thought it was fun, and, stopped going to church, I made really bad decisions during that time. And that was going on for a few years. Then I had a reversion to the faith. And after that, I, probably like most people that come back to church, you want to serve, you want to do everything, you want to be a catechist, a youth minister, you want to have a young adults group. So that was me. But at the same time, I could see that I had no formation, even though, I had really good formation from my school, but I felt it was very basic. It wasn't enough for me to be teaching, to be leading a group.
Yeah.
So that's where I found out about Corazon Puro, which is a young adult ministry that forms leaders, especially Hispanics. And I started going to meetings whenever I could. There are monthly meetings in New York and New Jersey area. And I would take those teachings, bring them to my parish, use them for the different groups that I was running. And that went on for a few years. Okay. And 3 years ago, I started working at the office.
Nice. And you never looked back since?
I don't. It is a lot of work, but it's different. I used to work, corporate America, regular 9-to-5 jobs. Working at Corazon Puro is not a regular 9-to-5. But I think like the satisfaction that you get, even though it's a lot more work, but seeing the lives of people change, having conversions, or even if they're already Catholics, seeing them like take that leadership step, either at our ministry or in their parishes. Like someone would come up to us and say like, "Hey, I'm starting a youth group. Can you help me?" And we're there to give them the formation that they need, the support that they need, because I think that's lacking a lot, especially in the Hispanic community. That we have amazing volunteers. It could be people like me that had a conversion and want to serve, but we don't have the resources, we don't have the formation. And Corazon Puro is that ministry that wants to help those parishes that really need to have that formation. Yeah.
So you spoke briefly about the formations, right? And seeing as we are in the missionary retreat week, can you speak on the impact that the Missionary Formation Institute has on young missionaries?
Sure. So we've been having Missionary Formation Week, I believe, since 2017.
Wow.
This is the first year that we're changing it to Missionary Formation Institute because we want to scale it. We want to bring it to other places in the country. And we also want to offer advanced formation. So Missionary Formation Week is 1 week in August that people from all over the country come. Right now we have about 70 young adults from Philippines, Costa Rica, California, Indiana, Michigan, New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut. And it's so beautiful seeing them learn, seeing their joy, and seeing them in the future going back to their parishes and either serving as catechists, starting a youth group, because after this week they will have the tools, they would get the support. Now we have a relationship with them, so they can like reach out to us if they need anything, if they need resources, if they need support. Corazon Puro will be there for them. Yeah. And like I said, this is the first year that we're doing as an institute. We're working on developing a shorter version of missionary formation.
Oh, okay.
we're calling it Missionary Formation Conference. That hoping to be like a 4-day, like long weekend type of retreat. That we'll be able to bring to different states in the United States. And after that, we want to work on advanced preaching.
Okay.
So basically, Missionary Formation Week and Conference would be for your volunteer that wants to be a catechist but doesn't have the tools, or that wants to start a youth group, young adult group in their parish. But then there might be some people that are called to more, and they want to be maybe that diocesan speaker, that wants to form leaders in their own diocese. So that's why we want to work with them to form them. Again, we mostly work with Hispanic communities, so we don't have the resources that other parishes might have to, get DREs that have a theology degree. So we want to form those good volunteers that don't have the resources, and give them the opportunity to become that DRE, that speaker, through like advanced formation.
Yeah. I mean, from the experiences we've heard, you guys are equipping them very well for exactly what you're saying, to do missionary work, whether it is abroad or within their own parishes. They seem to be getting the best training that they could possibly get, which is another thing that I think is a very good idea, is that to kind of not institutionalize it, but make it kind of in a system. Because then let's say they go to other parishes and they're like, yeah, I have this training from whatever. And everyone's going to be like, okay, like you are certified for this. You're good for this. You said something about the catechism, right? You were also a catechist, right? At one point. Can you speak on your experience on that?
I was a catechist again, after my reversion to the faith. It was beautiful. It was beautiful working with the kids in my parish. I could totally relate to them. I attended a mostly Spanish-speaking parish, but their parents speak Spanish, the kids speak English. So there was a disconnect. Like the kids sometimes felt like they don't belong, because they speak Spanish at home, they speak English at school. They go to mass in Spanish, but they don't understand well, or they might not feel comfortable going to mass in English because they get lost. They know the prayers in Spanish, so like we say, they feel like ni de aquí ni de allá, like not from here or there. So it was a beautiful experience, but it was also hard because again, I didn't have the formation, and I felt like I had to spend many hours doing my own research, preparing for class, and that's sometimes time that I felt I didn't have because I was working full time. At one point, I was also going to school, so it was really hard to manage. And I think that's probably the same situation for many catechists in the country.
So with that experience, you are now trying to do, I guess, right by them with these formations, right? You're trying to kind of like, you've seen where you've struggled, and you're like, you know what? We can make this better, I'm assuming, right?
Yes, definitely. Through missionary formation, we want to help those really good volunteers to become better catechists, group leaders. But we're also working on another program that is called Real Formation.
Okay.
That will be a confirmation program. It's an enculturated bilingual confirmation program that will target specifically those kids that feel like they don't belong to the church. And it's gonna change the way we do confirmation in the United States. Yes, it's amazing. The first time I saw it, because this project has been in development for many years, and the first time when I started working and they showed it to me, I was like, this is what I needed when I was teaching. Because real formation consists in printed materials. We'll have the books, videos made by experts. There's many CFRs in our videos. And we're also working on an app that I think is going to change everything. And the beauty of that is that you get formation for the catechist. because we understand that not every catechist can come to our missionary formations. Not every catechist can afford, going to a conference. So this program has a section that is just for the catechists. It's a bit more high level than what the students get. And they will get what's the objective of the class. They'll get the teaching. There's also like a reflection section for them because, you don't want the catechist to be living the faith too. You don't want them to be teaching about something, but then the students is like, well, you don't do that.
Yeah, exactly. Absolutely.
Yes. So that's the catechist section. Then we'll tell them step by step what to do during class. Like, hey, start with opening prayer, do this, do that. Then show the videos, then use the app. So the app is going to have an in-class and at-home experience.
Nice.
So the in-class is to make it more interactive because, unfortunately, our attention span is really short right now.
Yeah.
And I think it's amazing having the ability to go from the book to the videos to the app in the same class so that the kids are still engaged.
Yeah.
And, we're going to have quizzes. There's going to be competition.
Nice.
At least when I did it with my students, it would take me hours to, look at online platforms.
Resources and
that I can like make my own game. And the kids would love it though. It was totally worth it spending all that time. Just seeing them like, oh, what did you get? Like, and then you would see on the screen like, oh, I'm the winner or something like that. Yeah. And the beauty of that is that there's also the at-home experience that is going to have different games that they can use to learn the prayers. They can use to, memorize everything that they need to learn for confirmation. For the catechist, it's going to help them track, attendance, evaluate the students, see their performance. And we also want to add the parents in this confirmation program because we know that they are an essential part of the students' faith. Because we don't want confirmation to be graduation, and unfortunately, this happens in many parishes. That after they get confirmed, you would see one or two students come back, and everyone else, they're like, okay, it's just a checkbox.
Yeah.
So by doing this, we want also the parents to receive the videos that the catechists are getting so that they're also getting informed.
Yeah.
There's also what we call reto or challenge, which is for the students to take home and involve the family. There's different things like, ask your parents who taught them about Jesus. And, it's starting that conversation at home that sometimes we don't have. Like, sometimes we see parents just dropping them off at confirmation classes or going to mass, but you don't even talk about how was the homily or anything. So we understand the importance of having the parents be part of the confirmation program. And through this, through real formation, which we see it as a whole ecosystem, not just a confirmation program, but it's something that is going to form the catechist, the student, and the parents. And, having them start talking about the faith and also having the parents be able to track their progress.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be very beneficial for the students.
Yeah.
Yes.
I like this program. This sounds awesome. This is something
Great.
that I feel like we need in the Catholic community everywhere. Because, like you said, confirmation feels like graduation. Like I know myself with my friends and my cohorts, like the minute confirmation hit, everyone's like, peace out. I'll see you when I need.
When I get married.
Yeah, when I get married or a baptism or something, like I'll see you. And it's like, it's so sad to see that happen, right? Like all these people faithfully going and then just dropping. As if this is like a long spring break,
Yes.
And
sorry, but we have one more component. Like I said, this is a whole ecosystem. There's also going to be Real Familias, which will be written just in Spanish.
Okay.
And it's going to go over the liturgical year, kind of teaching families how to live the faith at home. Kind of like, what beautiful traditions we have in Latin America to do during Lent, during Advent, that, we come here, we have 5 jobs, we don't have time to do the posadas, we don't have time to do the prayers at home.
And it gets pushed aside.
Yes. So we want to, help parents raise really good Catholic kids. So this is going to be like a supplement to the whole confirmation program.
Wow.
And I think another beautiful thing of this program is that it's going to be bilingual, English, Spanish. You're going to have the videos are not translated.
Good.
We do
Very
get
good.
English speakers and Spanish speakers because we understand the kids, most of them, if they grew up here, they prefer English. The parents might prefer Spanish.
Yeah.
So we don't have that awkward translation no, that's not what you mean.
Yeah, that's not.
But you get the same teaching, but it's two different speakers.
Yeah. Which is essential, right? Because
Yes.
then you're trying to bridge that gap, right? Between these first generation students and then also their immigrant parents.
Yes.
And for then one of them to be translated, it's just a constant kind of like, lost the word there, but it's that kind of distance that like separates them. And I think this is two big issues that you guys are challenging, and it's a very good thing that you are, is like we said, the confirmation and graduation kind of stereotype, but it's also taking care of these kids that are first generation, right? These kids that, like you said, don't really fit in the place that they are born into, they are raised for the most part within their national background, but then they live in a society that like contradicts it. Yes. And they're mixed up in this middle. And I pray and I hope that this program kind of is like a safety net for them and be like, no, it's okay. Like, you're good. We see you. We recognize you. I personally wish I had something like that growing up, right? Because I'm first gen and I'm also still kind of figuring it out. So I think this is an amazing program. And I think more of you need to look at it. And like once it comes out, everyone should have it. And we pray for your success. That's going to be an amazing thing.
Definitely. It's been a battle.
Yeah.
We do need a lot of prayer. We ask everyone to pray for this program. We're hoping to launch it next year.
Awesome.
So as we get closer, it gets harder.
Yes.
But we definitely know this is worth it.
Yes.
This is worth it. This is going to change how we do confirmation in the United States.
I 1,000% agree. So, moving a little bit away from that,
Sure.
We would like to know, what are you passionate about in life, but also in, I guess, spiritual life, right?
I think working at Corazon Puro, and even before that, after I had my conversion, came back, it's helping other people get evangelized.
Nice.
That, they can get the opportunity to have the same peace that I got, the same relationship with God, to get to know God as a personal relationship, because I feel like sometimes, everything is right here. We know God is good. We know Jesus died for us.
Yes.
But we don't feel it in our hearts, or we don't think it's like, oh, that wasn't for me. That was like for everyone else.
Yeah.
So giving hope to people and see them grow in their faith, it's, I think, what I'm passionate about. It's just, what makes it possible for me to be working like 7 days a week when we have missionary formation, or if there's a weekend retreat that we have to go to.
Yes.
Makes it totally worth it.
Absolutely. And something that I found that most of the missionaries that are being trained here are people who are experiencing this. They all been saying that once you find Jesus and you realize he is the truth, the way, and the life, it's so hard not to be like passionate and obsessed and like go the other way. Like you will then, your entire life is like, everyone needs to know this. And it's very clear, right? Like that's what it is, at the end of the day.
I think, not sure who said it, but we do mention it a lot at Corazon Puro. It's not like we're perfect. It's like we're a beggar that found food somewhere, and we're just telling other beggars where we found the food.
Oh, that's awesome. I like that a lot.
I'm not, it's not mine.
Awesome.
I heard it at someone's talk, and
yeah.
it was from someone else, so I don't want to quote anyone, but definitely not mine.
That's awesome. I like that a lot. That's like a good way of, what was it? There was another one like that also, like with the sea, where it's like, oh, you found the like ship, and now you're trying to like save others to like push them onto the ship. Yeah, that's very good. I guess with a heavy heart, I have to ask the final question. Why is it difficult to have faith or remain faithful in God?
I think the times where we're living, I mean, we see all the craziness. You
Yeah.
just have to read the news and you're like, okay. Also, to me, something that it was a struggle, it was social media.
Yes.
I still have them, but I deleted them from my phone because that was taking so much time from that I could be spending praying or doing something more like, being with people, like having real relationships instead of just being on my phone. I think the fact that we look for instant gratification, because conversion is every day.
Yeah.
It's not like, wow, I go to prayer night and I am healed and everything is wonderful. There's going to be struggles, there's going to be ups and downs. And I think right now we're not used to that. We're used to turning the switch on and the lights go on. Like, if your internet's slow, you're like, oh, what's going on? I'm
This
going to
can't be.
die.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we don't have the patience
We
to
don't.
continue the perseverance. And I think especially in young adults and like younger generations are gonna have that struggle even worse.
Way more. Like you said, the attention spans, right? Like it's diminished so far that we can't even do. A lot of the other missionaries have said it, where it's like a day-to-day choice and a day-to-day battle. I worry that the next generation doesn't have that capacity to have even the day-to-day. Like for them, it's going to be maybe hour to hour, where they need to make that right. Yeah, because that's how it's slowly becoming, right? Where
It's getting shorter.
it's getting shorter and it's getting harder. So it's like, but for those people, we have to pray and we have to
Yes,
fight the good
and I
fight.
think this is where Corazon Puro is trying to change that. It's trying to. I think some people might be like, "Oh, well, you're using an app, you're using technology." I was like, "Well, yeah, we need to go where they are. We have to meet
Yes.
them there."
Amen.
Because it's like if I go to, I don't know, China and I start speaking Spanish, everyone's gonna be like, yeah, we don't understand you." Same thing with the kids. Even though we're all speaking English, it's like their language is digital.
Yeah.
They were born when the cell phone was already invented, so they don't know a world without cell phones.
Yeah.
So I think that's what the first evangelizers did when they came to the Americas, that, they learned the culture, they learned the language, and that's what we're doing, like, meeting them where they are. But then, slowly bringing them to like, okay, no, you might need to give that up for a little bit, or you might need to, actually on the confirmation program, sorry, going back.
No.
But, there's, like I mentioned, there was the retos. One of them was like, try to spend one day without your phone.
Yeah.
Which, it's not beneficial for us since, we're an app. But we want the kids to get to that point. But first, you need to meet them where they are. You cannot just tell them like, hey, come here.
Yeah, they're not going to come.
They're going to be like, no, I'm comfortable here. I'm okay.
Absolutely. Anna, is there any thoughts or ideas you would like to leave our audience with?
I would like to ask for prayers. We do need them. I think the work that Corazon Puro is doing is going to change the country, the world. But again, it is a battle, and we do struggle sometimes. So I want to ask everyone to, just add us to your rosaries or add us to your intentions for mass. That would be awesome. We do need them.
Amen.